Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Malik and I would like to share about the key needs related to refrigerator. There are 4 key needs in refrigerator. The first one is storage organization. Some refrigerator models provide adjustable shelves and drawers to help users organize their food items efficiently. These shelves and drawers often utilize rotational mechanism such as gears and sliders to adjust their position and to help smooth opening and closing. The second one is food safety. Refrigerators play a vital role in preventing foodborne illnesses by keeping the food at safe temperatures. There is a compressor that compresses the refrigerant gas, increasing its temperature and pressure. This compression process involves a motor-driven piston or a rotary vane mechanism, which relies on rotational motion to compress the gas. Okay, next is convenience. Refrigerators offer convenience through features like water dispensers and ice makers. The ice maker typically includes a rotating mechanism that releases water into ice cube molds and then rotate or flips the molds to release the frozen ice cubes into a collection bin. And the last one is preservation of perishables. Refrigerators help extend the shelf life of fresh produce, meats and leftovers. Inside the refrigerator, there is an evaporator coil that cools the air. The evaporator fan typically located in the freezer compartment. It circulates the cold air throughout the refrigerator. The fan consists of a motor that drives the rotation of fan blades, allowing a movement and also maintaining a consistent temperature.
Whose key need specifically? In this case, the requirement to use the refrigerator are more likely at home and at the restaurant. If we point out these two locations, it can show that humans are the ones that need to use the refrigerator. Human has been adapt themselves to use the refrigerator as a daily routine. Why the human use the refrigerator is because of the benefit of the refrigerator. There are a lot of benefits, but today I only point 4 refrigerator. The first benefit that we can see is food preservation, which refer to the process of using food and other edibles to keep them secure so they can be used later. Prior to refrigeration, storing food for more than a few days will often lead to the food spoiling and becoming edible. Refrigeration allows the temperature to be lower so far that food can be stored for days or even months. Okay, the second point we have here is cooling. The primary function of a refrigerator is to maintain the coolness of food. Food retains its freshness longer in colder temperature. The main goal of refrigeration is to reduce the amount of bacteria present in all food so that they can spoil more slowly. For instance, if meat is left out on the kitchen counter at ambient temperature, bacteria will contaminate the meal in 2-3 hours. Okay, the third point we have here is saving money. The reason why using the refrigerator can save our money is because the main objective of the refrigerator is to keep our food for a day or a month, which means we can use less our money on buying a new food every day. For example, a pizza that is left sitting out in a room temperature goes bad faster and has to be replaced sooner, which means by using the refrigerator can make food last longer, so there is less need to spend money on replacing it so quickly. Okay, the last point we have here is improved flavor of food. A certain food will taste better if maintained at cool temperature. For example, we have here is cheese and chocolate, where it will taste better if it get refrigerated.
How often do people experience refrigerator problem can occur at any time throughout the lifespan of the appliance. The frequency of these issues can vary depending on various factors such as the brand, model, usage patterns, maintenance, and individual circumstances. Here are some common refrigerator problems and their typical occurrence. First, temperature inconsistencies. It is not uncommon for refrigerators to experience temperature inconsistencies, resulting in either insufficient cooling or freezing of food items. This problem can occur at any time during the refrigerator lifespan, especially if the unit is older or if there are issues with the thermostat, defroster, or door seal. 2. Water leakage. Refrigerator with ice makers or water dispensers can sometimes experience water leakage. This can be caused by a malfunctioning water supply line, a clogged defrost drain, faulty water inlet valve, or a damaged drain pan. Water leakage issues can occur persistently depending on the underlying cause.
How big is the problem for users or customers? Temperature inconsistency, mainly caused by thermostat malfunction. Thermostat is responsible for maintaining the temperature, and malfunction may occur if dust or debris gets caught in the mechanism. This problem can be fixed by either replacing the thermostat or cleaning it. But there are some problems with cleaning and replacing it. When replacing it, it may cost expensive depending on the brand and the quality of the product. The price can range between 100 ringgit and 400 ringgit. For cleaning, it requires professionalism because it is a very complicated process, and doing it without a professional help may cause damaged wires and other mechanisms. Next, leakage. Leakage is caused by leaking a water supply. If the fridge is leaking at the bottom, it could be that the fridge is placed unevenly. Leakage may just contain water, or it also can contain coolant of the fridge. Other causes of leakage may include the evaporator fan motor or the door seal. For the evaporator fan motor, the main reason of malfunction is the fan motor getting blocked by debris or dust collected behind it. Next, for the door seal, the cause of leakage from the door seal could be because the door of the fridge is not shut properly, and which allows air from the outside to go inside the fridge.
The last component of need is what will happen if that need is not met. First is limited preservation time. Although the refrigerator can extend the shelf life of foods, it has limitation. Even in the refrigerator, perishable items have a finite safe storage time. It is important to know how long that foods can last, and it is important to read thoroughly food storage guidelines such as the expired date to prevent the consuming spoiled or unsafe foods. Limited preservation time also occur due to moisture loss. Refrigerators often have a drier air than the natural moisture content, and this can lead to moisture loss from the food, resulting in wilting, drying out, and change in texture. Food example as leafy green, such as the spinach and the lettuce, and then is seafood. Second is limited storage space. Refrigerator have a finite capacity, and if you have a small or crowded fridge, you may have challenging to store all your food items. This can lead to inefficient use of space, difficulty in organizing food, and potentially overlooking items that may be expired. Limited storage space occur due to physical size of the refrigerator. The size determines the amount of available space for storing food. Small or compact size model generally have less space compared to larger or full size model. And for example that butter, the limited storage space is
watermelon, and multiple containers of leftover meat. Lastly is the potential flavor transfer. It means the strong smelling or pungent foods, like the container, milk container that's not properly sealed or stored. It can transfer their flavor and odor to the other item in the refrigerator. This can result in unwanted taste or aroma contamination. It can affect the overall quality of the store foods in the refrigerator. Potential flavor transfer occur due to odor release from packaging. Some packaging material can emit odor or transfer flavor to the enclosed food item. This is particularly happen because of the case with permeable or polysealed packaging material. For example, of food is block of strong smelling cheese like blue cheese leftover this dish with a strong aroma and smelly fruit like jackfruit and durian.
There is some unique approach that we can use to meet this need. First, packaging of food items. Secondly, organizing food items in the fridge. And third, avoid cross-contamination. Packing food items can prevent and protect food from getting bad and wasted. Studies have shown that approximately 160 billion ringgit worth of food has been thrown out due to poor packaging. There are different ways to pack different types of food. For meats and fish, should be kept best in the store wrapping, where re-wrapping it could increase the risk of exposing it to harmful bacteria. Meats and fish should be kept in the coldest part of the fridge, which is the freezer. Fruits and vegetables should be kept unwashed in its original packaging. Produce like onions and potatoes should be kept in a cool, dark place. Next, for leftovers, should be stored in a leak-proof Tupperware or container, and we should follow the first in, first out rule, where the first food in is the first food that we eat, meaning the oldest food gets eaten first. Next, we should organize food items in the fridge. Not only it helps with the fridge being neat, but it also helps the food items to be preserved properly. First, in the freezer, we should put raw items such as meats and fish. Secondly, upper shelves are for foods that don't need to be cooked, such as ham and cheese. Middle shelf should be kept dairy such as milks and butter. The bottom shelf is mainly for mere leftover food. The door shelf should be for foods that have natural preservatives such as jam and juice. For the drawers, it is best to keep vegetables, fruits and salads. Lastly, avoid cross-contamination. Cross-contamination occurs when the bacteria of one food goes to another. This can happen directly or indirectly. Directly happens when a piece of raw meat drips onto another food. Indirect cross-contamination could be using the same knife for cutting raw meat and cutting vegetables. Cross-contamination can be prevented by organizing the food items in the fridge, by placing each food items in its respective wrapping or container. This is to avoid any bacteria from either one of the food items to be crossed and to contaminate the other food.
What is your solution broadly speaking? To improvise the space for food packaging, there are two ways as written below. First, offer various packaging size. Provide a range of packaging size for customers to choose from. This allows them to select the size that best suits their need, reducing waste space and ensuring optimal utilization. Second, provide resealable packaging. Packaging that can be resealed helps customers maintain the freshness of the food and allows them to store partially used items without the need for additional containers, optimizing space.
Technical issues that need to be solved. First, frost buildup. The formation of frost in the fridge might adversely impact the proper functioning of the freezer. This is caused by the increase of humidity inside the freezer. Secondly, noisy fridge. Noisy fridge could be the cause of a malfunctioning fan that keep the condenser coil cool. Apart from the fans, the noise could be caused by the motor in the fans also. Next, high energy consumption. A refrigerator is one of the most energy intensive appliances in a household. A sudden increase in the electricity consumption could indicate that the fridge is consuming more energy than it should.